Hey toy fans, Kyle here from the TF Review, and today we're going to be taking a look at long last at the Zyuohchanger from Dobutsu Sentai Zyuohger. Finally. Now this is of course the main changer for the core 5 Zyuohgers in the series. Taking a look at the packaging, we can see it's kind of a small packaging for a changer. You've got Inglewood. You got Zyuohger. You've got the 5 little freebie figures that you get that are sitting right there. You have the actual picture of the changer in its phone and its block mode. I like that it says Zyuohchanger in English, and it's got, I don't know if you can see, oh god, it killed Joe Red. It says Dobutsu Sentai Zyuohger right there, and it has all of their little helmets, which I really like. Again, more designs on basically every side. I'm gonna kill them. I love this. I really do. I just love their designs. I love the 3-tone animal looks. Really great design work. And then you've got Joe Red kind of reaching out for it, you know, looking all funky. And on the back, you got all the technical stuff, all the legal info. You've got how it works and all the different modes and all that fun stuff. So, taking a look at each of the figures themselves that kind of come randomly with this toy. They're very nicely detailed. I have to say, the sculpt on them is quite nice, given how small they are. The only disappointing thing is the fact that they don't have any paint detail at all. I know that's asking a lot, but these designs in general are pretty simple. I feel like maybe just a little bit of white picked out and maybe a little silver on the belt buckle could have gone a long way, and black for the eyes, of course. But they did not do that. There are more detailed figures out there that you can get. If you get the little flippable, foldable duo cubes that they sell for like 400 yen, they do have these figures that come with it, and they are detailed, so if that's what you're into, that's definitely the way to go. But considering the fact that these were kind of an extra, you know, they're nice to have. And now on to the changer itself. Very strange changer. Intended to look like a Rubik's Cube for some odd reason. It's got 3 sides. The back side is kind of just random. And it's got 3 pictures. Right here you've got the cube. And this is, of course, to represent summoning the cubes. You've got this, which is the Henshin image. And then you've got this, which represents Zyuohchanger, the Megazord, or the mecha of this season. And, of course, to summon them, you're going to want to turn this to make this picture. It's kind of a confusing changer. It's like the first actual Henshin device that I think requires a learning curve. But when you get the hang of it, it's actually a lot easier. But like just watching videos, I could not figure out how this thing worked or what to do. But when you have it in hand, it starts to make sense. And there's a lot of different things that it can do. First things first, actually what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on. The on and off switch button is back there. This takes 2 AAA batteries, just like most other Henshin devices. And when you turn it on, you get a nice little drum beat, a little tribal drum beat, and now you've got the screen, and now you've got the buttons. And on the screen, it's got a little bit of phone detail. You got a low battery, you got a mail, Wi-Fi, and 5 full bars. Great signal. On the bottom, you got some weird square details, and of course, 12 fully functional buttons. And that is really nice to have a actual Henshin device, cell phone Henshin device, where every button is touched. There isn't any molded, so that's actually really cool. And we can also see that when we do twist the top part, it represents whatever mode it's in via this little viewport up there. And that is also kind of cool. When you open and close it, it also makes an opening and closing sound, though the speaker on this is surprisingly quiet, at least on mine. I actually think the locking mechanism is louder than the sound it makes, which is kind of embarrassing. On to the sounds. This thing has a butt ton of them. So right now, in kind of a generic mode, if you were to push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and then close it, and then turn it, it would actually make the animal sound. 7, 8, and 9 don't really do anything, and that's kind of disappointing. I'll get into that a little bit later. So, to make the basic animal sound, let's push 1, twist it in any direction. You've got the eagle. You get the shark, lion, elephant, tiger, and gorilla. And that's kind of like the base mode of this. Things start to get a little bit funky when you start pushing these buttons. And these buttons, of course, represent to summon your cube animal, to henshin into the ranger, and to, of course, form the Megazord. And in order to get these buttons to fully work, this is when we have to start forming coherent images. For example, the henshin, we have to turn it so that it'll form this image. So, to summon the cube animals, let's push the yellow button. Push 1 for eagle. Close it, and complete. And we've got the eagle sound. Let's do it again for each of the rangers. Shark, and then also the LEDs correlate with the color of each ranger. So, shark. And you'll notice when I'm doing that, there's probably one of the biggest flaws, is that the LED down here is not actually embedded up here. In order to see the LED, you need to open it and close it, open it and close it, otherwise this LED will literally just shine straight through. Let's see. You can just like point it at stuff, I don't know, might be... It just shines straight through. So in order to see the LED, you have to like close it and open it really fast, and that would be, I would be fine with that. But the problem is this clip isn't a great clip. This clip is translucent plastic clear, and that right there is just, I can't see this clip lasting a year. I mean, I would be surprised if it made it to the end of this season. That is just kind of a major design flaw, and kind of disappointing. Makes me not want to play with this all that much. Now, I don't know why it's doing the stupid standby sound. Next up is to actually do the henshin. And to do that, we need to click the red button, and then we need to go through all the rangers again. And it makes the sounds with the drumming you get, and then it'll do sort of the same animal sound. Let's just do a couple more. And it's worth noting, again, for 7, 8, and 9, which should be Zyuoh the World's numbers, if you were to push 7, you don't get any LEDs, and you don't get any animal sound. That is kind of disappointing. Very, very disappointing. But, you know, why include that when they can make a whole different toy that you can just go out and buy? So, there is that. Now, last but not least is the Mecha Zyuohchanger mode, so to speak. And to get that, what we need to do is we need to push this little blue head thingy, and then we need to push the numbers that correlate with that Zord. So to form the base mode of Zyuohchanger, we want number 1. And then we want to make sure and you've just summoned Zyuohchanger. Now, he has a couple different forms, so, and it actually does recognize them on this toy. So, for example, if we were to use it actually does recognize his secondary mode as Zyuohchanger, which it is. And I think that is actually really cool. It also recognizes Zyuoh Wild, so and it recognizes that as well. Now, to form the big combination between the two, Wild Zyuohchanger, you put them all in, so and it adds Kirin and Mogura, which are sort of on the little legs. And it recognizes Wild Zyuohchanger, which is awesome. Really, really cool. That, I think, is basically it for this changer. I wish it did more. I mean, it does a lot. But for some reason, it just lacks something that leaves me wanting just a little bit more. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the size. Maybe it's the fact that 7, 8, and 9 don't actually do anything except make pushy noises. I just wish there was something else, like a hidden code or something that you could put in there. But as far as right now, I have not been able to find that, and that is kind of disappointing. So, for a size comparison, we're going to kind of do a little history right now. I've got a couple of my Henshin devices. So, we're going to pull them out. Sitting next to the Gosei Morpher, which I believe is the same exact size as the Tensoder. Just a little bit thinner. Here it is next to that. And put that back there. Here he is next to the Mobiritz, which I believe is still one of the best Henshin devices ever. We can see it's a lot smaller. Put that to the back. There it is next to the Buster Brace. It's actually roughly about the same size. Well, same height. So that's actually a fair comparison. Here's the Zyuohchanger. Zyuohchanger, just a bit more bulky. Understandable. I personally like the Zyuohchanger more. I do not have any of the Ninja changers. Well, I do actually. I have the burger one. I don't have the main one yet, and that will be one that I get very, very soon before it starts to get super expensive. There's that. And then, of course, because, why not? There's the Gabu revolver. It's a lot smaller than the Gabu revolver. In fact, Gabu revolver is bigger than basically all of these combined. Not really combined, but you get the gist. And that is it for this video review of the Zyuohchanger. Not my favorite changer by any means. It's got its design flaws. I know these clips back here are going to give away very soon. Because even when I just open and close it, it already feels a bit looser than it did when I first got it. So that right there is scary, and it makes me not want to use this. And that right there is just really, really kind of bad. There's also the fact that it's a bit more confusing and not quite as user-friendly as any of these other ones. So there is that as well. But as a desktop toy, it's kind of fun. Anyway, that does it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I've got a ton more Zyuohger reviews in the works. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.